Alright, I got a video for you here on the Apache storage containers, boxes, whatever you want to call them, from Harbor Freight. I have two different sizes here that I use between the bikes. I'm going to go ahead and show them to you. See what I got here. Now they make these in three sizes. This is the large, medium, and they also make one that's even smaller than this. I'll show you the dimensions here on the sticker. Get down here. You can see right there are the dimensions of it, and you can look this up on the website at harborfreight.com. I'll show you the dimensions. Let me get this, try to get this back in the holes here. Okay, and I believe I still have the dimensions on. This one here I've been using for a couple years. There's the dimensions. This is the 3800. It is the larger one. And they do make these. This is $42.99 for the large one. This one is $29.99. I believe today when I bought it, it was $27.99. And they do also make these in like a khaki, like tan drab color, and bright fluorescent orange. The colors, I believe, are $2 more on each one, regardless of the size you buy, I believe. Now, of course, when you get them, I mean, you have you can lock it here, lock it here. They have this pressure relief valve, you know, which kind of makes it a little easier to shut open. You just want to make sure that is closed whenever you're washing it. It lets any pressure air build up in here come out. Now, okay, now they give you have this little like egg crate foam here on the top, and I'll show you what they give you on the inside here. They of course give you, this is just standard foam right there. I'm going to say 3/4 of an inch thick. That comes on the bottom. Then they give you these two sections of foam right here. They are probably 1.25 to 1.5 inches each. Of course, they are in the box when you get it, like that. And what you can do, this is made up of little squares, little 1/2 inch squares. You can lay your item on here. Say you would have a pistol or a wrench, something that you wanted to keep from rattling in here, and you trace around and you just pull these squares out like this. You pull them out, and you can pull whichever ones out you need to, so that that item will go down in and be snuggled in there, if you will. Now, being I use them on the dual sport, I basically always have these two sections of foam out and run it like that. You could even take this foam out. I just keep it in there so that if I have some hard items in there, they're not bouncing around, driving me crazy when I'm going down the road. Now, what I do, I have a Tusk Rack on here. So what I did was, of course, I drilled 2 holes down through, one on each side. After I drilled those, I sat the box back on, took a sharp instrument, put it up through the hole, and just scribed a mark on the bottom of the box. Drilled through that, and of course you can see here I have my these are 1/4 20 threaded bolts. I have them, a washer, and those down. Now I'll flip it over here, and you can see, of course, they're coming out the bottom. Now, the bottom of this rack is perfectly flat. The bottom of this has these little ridges on it, so I glued 2 washers on the bottom just to kind of even this out, so that when I tighten it down, it's not sucking the bottom of the box down to meet the rack. And then the box comes with these little pedestals right here on each corner. What I did is I put a little bit of camper tape foam over each one, because they are what is going to contact the base of the rack. And sometimes when you only use 2 bolts like this, you'll get vibration. Even if you have these cranked down, you'll get some goofy vibration, especially if the box is empty. So I just put this on so you don't have any annoying vibration when you're going down the road. And then of course I just flip the box over, put those down in the holes, put a lock washer on with a nut or a nylock nut, and put it on there, and you don't have anything to worry about. Now I'll show you here where I have this mounted. I got to try to get these down in here. Now I mounted this, I have this with the latches forward. I just do that because when you're riding, you have your body up here, and if you're doing a lot of mud riding and stuff like that, you don't get the mud on the latches, as when it's turned around, you get everything flying up from your back tire and kind of going up and rolling over it, landing your latches, which I can just pick it up and switch it around if I prefer. It's not a big deal. And you can even mount these sideways. If you mount it sideways, you have a thinner, slimmer profile going back your bike, and of course you can just open it up from the side. So that's just a personal preference. I mount mine this way, and if you notice how I have it on this rack, I have space here with these holes, same on the back. I've allowed myself access to these holes by mounting it right here in this direction, so that if I want to lay anything on top of the box, I can strap up, around, and down to those, and I got good strapping points instead of trying to get underneath here and trying to get something, because you don't have a lot of room between the box and the rack. I mean, maybe 1/8 of an inch to try to hook a bungee cord. So that's why I do that. Just, I mean, you can mount it any way you want. That's how I do it. And like I said, some guys will prefer to mount this medium box long ways because you have a very slim profile for going down the trail then whenever you use it. And of course I will get this bolted up. You just lock that, latch that down, and then you can put a, if you prefer, a little padlock on here, you know, if you want to keep it locked if you're in somewhere, you don't want people ripping your stuff off. And like I said, I also used a larger one. It just, no matter how you mount it, it does stick out a little farther than this one here. And of course, like I said, they make a very small one, which is nice if you want to put your phone, wallet, keys like that, car keys, you know, if they're with you and you're going in somewhere. But I like these boxes. I mean, I know everybody uses the soft bags, but I just like these for the fact that they're a little easier to strap something up over, and you have a flat base. Even if you need to work on something trail side, you kind of have a little bit of a flat little bench here to work on, as opposed to a soft bag, which wouldn't give you that area to work on. So if you have any questions on those, put them down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, grab an Apache box, get it on your bike, and get outside.